Hey everyone, welcome back to Code Files. This will be the crypto file edition of my videos, and this is something new. I did do my first video on Solana and just kind of an overview of all the prices, so it wasn't really what I wanted this playlist to be like, but I was, getting comfortable with the microphone. So this video is intended for individuals who are looking to get into crypto, better understand what they're looking at when they look at sites like CoinMarketCap.com. And overall, when you read articles and whatnot, you'll see certain terminology or phrasing that you might get familiar with. So I kind of wanted to introduce you guys to that. I'll cover the basics about Bitcoin and Ethereum and what they are and what they do. And yeah, let's get started. So CoinMarketCap.com, it's one of the most used websites, and this will show you the current status of all the prices, right? You have columns at the top, you have the name on the left, which are, the rows, just like a basic spreadsheet. So first thing I look at is the total market cap. Up at the top, it'll give you a lot of information of the crypto space. The market cap, if you don't know what it is, it means the entire amount of money that's in the crypto space. So right now, we're at an all-time high. We've never seen a market cap of 2.5 trillion. So back in 2018, I thought that it was insane that the total amount of money in the crypto space was around, 700 billion. I think it hit 800 billion. Yeah, 801 there. So around $800 billion were in the market cap. And back in 2018, I thought that was insane. Since then, we've seen quite a bit of new money coming in, not just from regular investors like retail investors, everyday individuals like me and you. We've seen institutions start to buy Bitcoin and realize that it's the future. So you see companies Tesla said that they bought some, and then they said that they didn't like it because it was proof of work, which I'll cover what proof of work means. But this when you hear people talk about the total market cap, that's what it means. The entire amount of money in the crypto space. Now, up at the top, we do see the dominance of BTC, which is the dominance of Bitcoin, and that's 45%. So out of the entire market cap, 45% is in Bitcoin. That's quite a bit. Pretty much half. A little under half. Ethereum is 20 or 19%, I'm sorry. So, and then the rest is in what they call altcoins. So back in the day, Bitcoin came out, right? And then after a couple years or so, later on, not after a couple of years, it was around, I believe, 2014 or the mid 2010s. Ethereum came out, Litecoin came out. Litecoin's not even on the top list. But these alternate coins came out with alternate blockchains. And that's where the term altcoin came about. So when you hear individuals talk about altcoins, they're pretty much saying everything else except Bitcoin. Now, that is changing because Ethereum is becoming so big in its market cap that when they say altcoins, sometimes they're starting to refer now to everything else other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, which you can kind of get a sense for because the dominance meter here shows Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So if I were to buy Solana, XRP, and Polkadot, and I was talking to someone, they'd say, they'd ask, do you have any crypto? I can easily say, yeah, I do have some altcoins. I've invested in some altcoins, not precisely Bitcoin. That would make total perfect sense. All right. So that's the introduction to the market cap, and as you can tell, then it gets broken down with these rows and these columns, the market cap for every individual coin. As you can tell, $1.1 trillion is in Bitcoin, and that's why it's the number one crypto asset right now. It's a household name. Everybody's gonna buy it regardless of the price, right? Institutions are buying it. And the more people buy it, the stronger it gets. Why do I say that? Well, because there's confidence. There's confidence in this asset. It's so big, people say the traditional things, it's too big to fail, right? Why do people have confidence in the US dollar? Well, because our country is such a powerful country. It's number one. There's confidence in our country. There's confidence in Bitcoin. because of so many people investing in it, and some other factors too, which I'll cover later, maybe in this video, maybe in other videos. You can see the circulating supply. That means however many Bitcoins are supposed to be in circulation. So opposed to what our federal bank is doing, printing money, our circulating supply for the US dollar keeps growing. And for Bitcoin, it's always going to be 18 million Bitcoin. Now, whether truly there are 18 million Bitcoins circulating throughout digital wallets, we don't know precisely, because in the beginning, a lot of individuals lost a lot of Bitcoins. But so it'll be like a little less than 18 million, I can only imagine. But there will never be more than 18 million Bitcoins ever created, which is completely the opposite of what our US dollar is doing. And this is why people are finding value into this. Okay, so 61,000, 1.1 trillion in total market cap, and only 18 million Bitcoins will ever be created. If you bought a Bitcoin, let's take a look. Let's go to the daily. Let's see, what is this? If you bought a Bitcoin at, let's say back in 2017, right before that bull run, it was $3,800. You'd have an entire Bitcoin, right? As this market cap rises and new money keeps coming in, it's going to be harder to own just one Bitcoin. And that is confidence. For me to be able to say in 10 years, I have an entire Bitcoin to another individual, if this continues the way that it does and Bitcoin stays at number one, that is one major flex. Okay? Now, the ranking here for the coins, 1, 2, 3, what are the top 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is based on this market cap. Okay? So that's what gives them their spot in regards to when you hear individuals say, what are the top 5 cryptocurrencies? It's always ranked not by technology, not by what they can do, sometimes not even by adoption, but it's total market cap. Again, because right now that is what matters. A lot of these blockchain technologies are not even being used in their full, like some of them have not even been fully developed for us to be able to have products on the blockchain. Some do, but adoption for that product hasn't taken off. And then others are still working on their actual features, such as Polkadot. We're seeing that they're launching their parachains this November for the first time ever. And I'll go more into that. I know if you're new to it, I'm kind of speaking in a foreign language here. But anyway, so that's how they're ranked. So that's why Bitcoin's number one. Now, you might read in some articles the word flip, or you might hear, oh, you know what? Ethereum can flip Bitcoin, or Cardano can flip Ethereum. What does that mean? Well, it means that it will have a larger market cap than Bitcoin. So if Ethereum were to actually flip, quote unquote, flip Bitcoin, it would have more than $1.1 trillion in its total market cap. Okay, so that's what it means. It's dominance. If we take a look and Polkadot flips XRP and Solana, then Polkadot's market cap would grow just about, let's see, I don't know, 20 billion. We're talking billions here. So it would be, let's say if Polkadot's total market cap was 63 billion, then it would flip XRP and Solana, and it would be coin number 6. Okay, so that's what flipping means, and you'll see that. You also see the word proof of work, which is originally what Bitcoin is all about. So what is proof of work? It's a little complicated, so it's not complicated, but I'll try to explain it as simple as possible. Sometimes I have issues explaining this, even though I've explained it so many times to family members and friends. But let's take a look at the blockchain. What is the blockchain? It's just a block, okay? This block has a bunch of information, and it's ledger. It's pretty much part of the ledger. You know, we used to have books, maybe some of you remember, maybe some of you don't, but there were books that every time we'd give out a check, we'd write down the check number and the check amount. And it was like it's a ledger to keep track of transactions. So this block keeps track of certain transactions that were executed on the blockchain. So if I were to send you money, that would be recorded on this block. You know, Code Files sent money to YouTube, and then the amount. Okay? This block is encrypted, so it means that the encryption, just imagine like remember, you guys, some of you might remember the Zodiac killer. He left notes with zodiac signs, and individuals had to solve that puzzle. It was encrypted. It wasn't in plain English. So this ledger doesn't keep the transactions in plain English. So a computer that is fast enough to run through all the possible solutions for a puzzle will run right through them until it solves the puzzle. Now, it's not just one computer. The puzzle might be really, really hard, and one computer might not be able to solve the puzzle, so let's add another computer to it. You know what? Let's solve the puzzle faster. I can't wait 10 days to solve this puzzle. Let's throw 10 more computers to that puzzle. And when this puzzle is solved, we'll make sure we know that Code Files sent money to YouTube. And we'll know how much. Okay? As it's being executed. So, stay with me. Once these computers are done solving this puzzle, they will all say, hey, well, these computers talk all of a sudden, but all the computers will compare their results and make sure that they all got the same answer. And that is what's verifying these transactions. If one computer does not come up with the correct answer, but the majority of the other computers came up with the correct answer and one computer's off, obviously that computer is not seen as a reliable computer. So what ends up happening is that gets ignored. So there's an agreement in regards to what the actual answer is. No one computer can change the answer that's going to be written on the ledger alone, because it would have to have more CPU power than the other computers combined. You see what I'm saying? So that's why there's so much trust in this Bitcoin blockchain. It's verifying transactions. As time goes on, it gets harder and harder, which requires more and more computing power, which can only be achieved by all the computers working together. If one computer tries to change the answer again of what's going to be written in this block and permanently just, set in stone, it would have to have more CPU power than all of the computers combined. So it's impossible, right? So that's where the decentralization happens. As more computers join, there is not one single entity that is governing what is being verified as an actual valid transaction. And that is the blockchain. The decentralization of more and more computers verifying these transactions. And that's where the word crypto comes into, because it's all encrypted. Okay? So once a block is found, quote unquote found, which means solved, the computer that provided the most computing power gets a reward for that computing power. And they get paid out in Bitcoin. And that is called mining Bitcoin. And that's why today it's not profitable to mine Bitcoin, because your average household computer doesn't hold enough CPU power to be effective in solving these blocks. And the energy that your computer is using would it would be a loss. My energy bill would not even be covered. So I hope that explains it. And that's all Bitcoin is. So as time goes on, confidence grows in Bitcoin because it becomes even more decentralized as more individuals join to mine Bitcoin, because it's an incentive that the price keeps going up. If they're able to mine it, the reward is bigger. Right? So if you like the video, I'll wrap it up at this point. Subscribe, hit the like button, please, and I'll be making another video. I don't think I even scratched the surface. And then we'll start looking into certain coins. Thank you.